There's a huge change as the Sea to Summit drive heads out of Chandigarh. For one, it's no longer pouring buckets. In the first part of our epic Sea to Summit journey, we crossed the plains from Manvi to Chandigarh, and like we promised, there is more fun to be had because we're just about to touch Manali. Now, this is the first time that we have tried to summit Umling, so it's as much a test of the Hyundai venue as it is us. And like we promised before, there is a lot of geography to be seen, so stay tuned. The skies were finally blue again. What a setting for our drive up to Manali. Speaking of tuning in, we love the way the venue's 1.5-litre diesel engine has been tuned. It gives you a nice flat torque curve to play with at low revs. This means you can get away with short shifting, something you can't normally do when you're up in the hills. From Manali, the Atal Tunnel makes short work of the trip to Jispa, reducing the journey to just a couple of hours now that the treacherous Rohtang Pass is out of the way. Even then, parts of the road further on seemed entirely washed away. But the venue ate it all up and kept our canine friend comfortably asleep in the back. The new venue has a longer seat squab than before, and if you're like us and not carrying human passengers, you'd be glad to know that your canine friends have a lot more space on the back seat. At higher altitudes, there's less oxygen in the air, and that affects you as much as it does the engine. A nice bonus in the new venue is that the cabin air purifier is now built into the center armrest, freeing up a cup holder. Having the cabin air being conditioned and purified helps, well, at least psychologically. Secondly, being a diesel, everything from the tough gata loops to the climb up Tanglang La was easily managed between first and second gear. But the real test was still to come. Well, it used to be that if you wanted to summit the world's highest motorable road, well, you would have already on your way up to Leh. But that's not the case any longer because the BRO has built the world's highest motorable pass up at Umling, and that's on the way to Hanle in that direction. While a trip to Kadungla from Leh was essential to tick that highest motorable road off the bucket list earlier, now it seems only a few people are willing to take the 2-day detour to Umling for the same thrills. Man, the deeper you go into Ladakh, the more breathtaking the scenery becomes, and it's not just because you're climbing higher up. There are 3 ways to get to Umling from Leh, and like we said, they all start past the town of Hanle, the site of India's highest observatory and usually your best shot at capturing the Milky Way. Of those 3 ways, the best road is via Fortila, but our luck meant that the road was closed due to repair work, which left the other 2 options. One is via a village called Boog and the other is via Punguk. There are no signs announcing the way. It's almost like the BRO, who have heroically built and continuously maintained all the roads in Ladakh, really don't want anyone to go there. We found ourselves on the middle path via Boog quite by accident. It leaves the road behind and cuts across a valley. The surface is hard-packed sand and lots of gravel, and it's a good excuse to let the venue kick up a storm. This sort of off-roading in an agile, quick SUV like the venue is proving to be highly addictive. Almost too quickly, the 30-odd kilometers gets eaten up and suddenly you find yourself back on pristine tarmac. best view comes after the hardest climb. I just saw that on a BRO signboard, and I've just started the final few kilometers climbing up to Umling. It feels a little surreal actually that after all the bad roads, no roads, and everything else that we've gone through, this final few kilometers is absolutely smooth tarmac. It's quite something to actually let the venue stretch its legs just a little bit this high up. Over the course of this drive, I've of course fallen in love with this venue diesel. It's got great low-down torque where even when you're climbing, second gear is usually good enough for most of those climbs, and you can leave it in third and just get away with most anything. Now, of course, it's been a great journey for me and my dog, but honestly, it's the cabin of the venue that's kept us comfortable enough and given me the confidence to actually bring her up this high. She is a dog from the plains after all. She is no mountain dog. Of course, even though it's about 11 degrees outside with severe wind chill, and some bikers just told us that it's snowing up there, we've got the climate control running at about 24. So we're nice and toasty in here. Boy, from sea to summit, this thing's impressive. It's really a different kind of high to be on the climb up to the highest motorable pass, knowing that it's a path that only the most adventurous have chosen. As the altimeter seems to jump numbers by the hundreds instead of the tens, and as we reach the top, the heavens open up. From sea to summit, with snow thrown in, for 4,000 odd kilometers, the venue's brought us through it all. Boy, it's been one hell of a journey. This journey has proved once again that the best way to experience a country is by road. You really get a feel for a place when you're driving through, whether it's India's coast, its plains, or the mountains. And seeing that the Hyundai service network reaches far and wide is good to know if you plan on doing the same in your Hyundai, because they've got you covered. For now, this is C2 Summit, signing off.